What's up, YouTube? My name is Corey, and this is a new thing I'm doing on this channel. Why isn't my mic turned up all the way? There we go. Much better. This is a new thing I'm doing on my channel. Originally, this channel was set up for my producer, my producer Alias Footwork, and it was to showcase my music. I decided eventually SoundCloud was a much better option for that, so I started using SoundCloud instead, obviously. And this channel's just been laying dormant for a while. I haven't been doing anything with it other than watching videos. So what I ended up deciding on doing was to put content on this channel so it's not a waste of space on the internet, as if that's a thing. I decided I would use this channel for another passion of mine, which would be, somebody's motorcycle is very loud, which would be Pokemon, specifically the VGC metagame, video game championships, which is a 2v2 battle, as opposed to the typical singles battles that you will more than likely have more exposure to here on YouTube. There's not a lot of VGC YouTubers, but I figured I might as well start, be the change you want to see in the world and all that. Figured I'd start doing it myself because I wanted to see more VGC content here, because it's I don't want to say it's a funner metagame, because that's objective. Fun is an objective idea, but it's funner for me, and I enjoy watching it, and I enjoy playing it, so I figured I'd play it and let people watch it. Yeah. So what my schedule is going to be is Monday through Friday I'm going to post a battle video that will contain 2 battles each day. And then on Saturdays, or whenever, at some point in the week, I will post a video explaining my team build in the first week. And then in the second week, what I'll do is, because as I battle and such, the teams are going to become different. I'm going to make edits to them and stuff that I feel are necessary. So at the end of the second week, I'm going to post the edited team and explain why I edited stuff and what else I would edit given the chance. And then the next 2 weeks are going to be a different team. Maybe not completely different, but a different team nonetheless. But yeah, so I got 2 battles right now for you guys. Both are pretty good. I enjoyed both, at least, for 2 different reasons. This first battle I'm going to show you is against a player by the name of Mad King 301. If you couldn't tell, I'm playing these on Pokemon Showdown, which is a wonderful simulator site. I love it. I would post battle videos as 3DS content, but I don't have a capture card for that, and I'm not going to point a camera at my 3DS because that's low quality, and I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, I'll just hit play. Let us see the team preview real quick. Oh, it's not going to show us the team preview. Interesting. Alright, well, it kind of shows us the team preview. My name, of course, on this is Corey VGC. I'm in the bottom left, the guy with the red trench coat and red fedora. It's a very classy combination. I'm running a Mega Mawile, Milotic, Mineshao, Landorus Therian form, a Gengar, and a Landorus Incarnate form. My opponent, Mad King 301, is running his own Mega Mawile, a Cresselia, Hariyama, Bombasnow, Sylveon, and a Heatran. This is very much so a Trick Room team, but not so much that it can't operate outside of Trick Room. So I'm gonna have to be very careful battling him. I'm gonna try to not let him set up Trick Room. And I'm gonna have to watch out for a few of these Pokemon. Namely, the Mega Mawile, Bombasnow, and the Heatran are all threats to my team, whereas Cresselia, Hariyama, and Sylveon aren't as much of threats, but they can still do stuff. There's not dead weight on his team that I can see, so I can tell that this is going to be a great battle. I could tell that this is going to be a great battle just from looking at team preview. I was excited going into it. So as you can see, one of my leads was Gengar, and the other part of my lead is going to be the Milotic. What I expected was a Heatran and Mawile lead. I was expecting that Intimidate from Mawile at the very beginning of the game. So the Milotic, carrying the competitive ability, would get its attack lowered, of course, but because of that ability, would have its special attack lowered, and I'd be able to take out the Heatran easy peasy. If it wasn't Heatran, I'd still be able to tank hits from most anything on his team and fire back pretty well. Gengar was chosen just because he is carrying a Focus Sash, so I can get some quick damage off. It's a completely offensive Gengar. And I just wanted him for his move coverage and his ability to hit shit pretty hard. So yeah, we'll see in a second what he picks. There's my Gengar and Milotic lead, like I said, and he leads with Cresselia and Sylveon, which is not the lead I was expecting, of course. So I have to change up my game plan pretty quick. What I end up doing is I end up choosing to Sludge Bomb with Gengar and Scald with Milotic. That poison is going to end up taking Sylveon out, but not before it gets a Hyper Voice off and the Cresselia goes for a Psychic. I assume he went for a Psychic rather than a Trick Room because he felt that my Gengar would be a taunting Gengar, but like I said, completely offensive. Its moveset is Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, Protect, and Icy Wind. I guess not completely offensive. Icy Wind is more for support than anything, but still. So it does let me keep Trick Room out of here for a minute. That Psychic does bring me down to my Sash though, and the Hyper Voice is going to knock Gengar out and do about half to Milotic. Sylveon is going to go down to Poison, and yeah, we have a double down. Double down is not a phrase used very often in the VGC world. Most of my experience in Pokemon is actually in singles battles. But what a double down is when both Pokemon on the side, when Pokemon on the sides both go down. In this situation, you both have to send something new out. Typically in a double down, what I opt to do is send out my fastest Pokemon, which would be my Landorus T. He ends up bringing in his Hariyama, which is going to fake out my Landorus, while my Milotic protects, and Cresselia sets up its Trick Room, as you'll see here in just a second. So there's the Protect. The fake out was very smart. I forgot that it gets fake out, which was my mistake. I went for a knockoff on the Cresselia to try and get rid of its Citrus Berry and make it less of a threat. But yeah, there's a Trick Room. Knockoff is going to hit my Rocky Helmet off, which sucks, but it does a bit of damage to him in that Ice Beam. The reason why I did so little, which, I mean, I know that doesn't look like a little bit, but an Ice Beam would normally knock out a Landorus with this current EV spread, is because my Landorus is the Assault Vest variant. Because I found out Assault Vest saves it quite a bit. Most of the damaging moves that get used against Landorus are, in fact, a special variety, and I also like the fact that I can change up moves that I pick. So yeah, now I'm going to get my knockoff onto the Cresselia and Recover on my Milotic. See, so there's Recover, and here comes the knockoff, which is, yeah, it does a decent chunk to it, about 40%, not too bad. I'm going to switch out my Landorus Therian in favor of my Mawile to get more Intimidate off, and also because now that this Trick Room is up, I want slow stuff in here. And I figured the Cresselia would also opt to aim another Ice Beam at me, which would kill that Landorus. Hariyama, I believe, is going to close combat, into Monolithic, but I'm going to protect it just because I don't want it taking any unnecessary damage. That's a common thing for me, is if I switch out a Pokemon, I protect the other one usually, if I can. So yeah, close combat's not going to touch him. And that Ice Beam is going to do jack all about Mawile. Well, it's a decent amount, I guess, for what it is. Mawile's going to Mega Evolve though, and it's going to play rough on the Hariyama at the close combats. You can see here that my Mawile is actually slower than the Cresselia, which is great because now it gets to move first and take out that Hariyama. And I can't quite remember what I do with Milotic. I think I Scald it. Yeah, I go for a Scald on the Cresselia. Alright. So now I have a very comfortable not a very comfortable, but a comfortable 3-2 lead against my opponent. He's going to be revealing his last Pokemon here in a second. But I feel at this point, just about anything that I have on my team can take care of whatever he might have left. My Landorus can take on his Heatran and his Mawile to some extent, especially since it'll get the Intimidate off after that. And paired with Milotic, Mawile can take on Abomasnow. So we'll see here that he sends out an Abomasnow. So now it's Hailing, and there's one turn left to trip him. He's going to Helping Hand, Blizzard. Milotic's going to Protect, and Mawile is going to Sucker Punch the Abomasnow. Yes. Taking it down to a little bit below half, and that Blizzard is going to do a decent chunk. Not enough though. Not enough. He can take a few more of those. Oh no, Hail. He'd probably die to the next one if I didn't Sucker Punch again, I think. But he goes for a Protect, and I think I Iron Head. No, I Play Rough the Cresselia, expecting that Protect. Oh, I Iron Head it? Huh. Oh well. I remember Play Roughing it. But now I know he has to attack. So I'm going to go ahead and Sucker Punch with my Mawile, and he's going to forfeit. But, you know, there was no way he could win that, so I'm not going to hold him at fault for forfeiting. That was a good match. I really enjoyed that battle with you, Mad King 301. It was pretty close despite the end score of 3-1. Considering how low my Mawile is on health, and also my Landorus was also low on health and is very weak to Abomasnow. Milotic, while at full health, doesn't have his Rocky Helmet anymore, and Abomasnow tends to like to carry like Wood Hammer, I think the move is, or Giga Drains. So I feel that if I hadn't conserved my Pokemon as well as I have, he would have won for sure. But that's how it goes sometimes. So we'll just bring up the oh look, there's another Gengar on the field. Oh no. Sorry. I'm gonna bring up the next game real quick for you. Alrighty. So excuse me. So here's the second match. This time I'm facing off against a trainer named Wookie, as I think that's how that's supposed to be pronounced. Maybe Wookie? I'm not sure. It looks like he punched his keyboard. It's probably an alt of somebody, especially considering how weird his team is. Let me grab a drink real quick. My throat's very dry. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, looking at his team real quick, I am of course using the same team, and I will be for the next 10 videos, or 9 remaining videos. But his team, real quick, is a Jumpluff, which I have used to some extent, which I have found to some extent to be kind of successful in certain single battles. It's a very gimmicky Pokemon though, so I'm not entirely sure what he plans to do with that, besides the fact that it has Infiltrator, which goes past subs and protects, which is kind of handy. His Scyther which is a weird choice. I would much prefer Caesar. It's a much better Pokemon all around. Uh, a Superior, which is always cool, especially now that it has the ability Contrary as its hidden ability. For Alligator, which more than likely has Sheer Force, his own Gengar, so we've got a Gengar mirror going on, and a Xatu, which is a Pokemon I have not even thought about since Gen 2. I remember I really wanted one, spent a lot of time trying to find one, caught it, and just didn't like it. So, what I fear on this team is definitely the Feraligatr and Superior core right there. I feel that it can do a lot of work. They both cover each other pretty well, and because of their new hidden abilities, actually are relatively threatening. His Gengar, of course, is Gengar, when it was introduced in Generation 1, was an amazing Pokemon, and hasn't stopped being an amazing Pokemon since Generation 1. It's still awesome. His Jumpluff kind of scares me. Is that Jumpluff? I can't quite remember its name. I don't remember. Kind of scares me, but not that much. It just kind of scares me because of its ability. And beyond that, I'm not very threatened by this team, beyond the fact that I don't know what it's planning on doing. That's where teams like this become scariest, because this isn't very standard stuff. It's all very strange. Besides the Gengar, it's pretty much all non-standard. You see Feraligatr here and there, and you see Survivor here and there, or Superior rather, not Survivor, here and there, but yeah, it's not really sure what to expect. So what I decided to do is lead with the two Pokemon this team was built around, which is my Thundurus and Gengar. I chose these two to build my team around because I wanted to play around with speed control, which is why it was kind of funny to me that the first team I battled was a Trick Room team, because slowing them down would actually put him in an advantage. That's something my team's scared of, is Trick Room teams. But yeah, so I lead with Thundurus and Gengar. He's going to lead with Feraligatr and Scyther, rather, not Caesar. My back's itchy, hang on. There we go. So what I'm thinking here, initially during this game, is I was feeling that Feraligatr could either Dragon Dance, or it could Ice Punch the Thundurus. I thought about going for Taunt, but if he just straight Ice Punched me, that would be a waste of a turn on my end. So what I opted to do was actually to hit it with a Thunder Wave, hoping for paralysis, so that no matter what move it chose, it just wouldn't happen. And with Gengar, I decided to hit with an Icy Wind, just in case either these Pokemon were faster in some way, like maybe this was a Choice Scarf for Alligator, or this was Choice Scarf. I'm not entirely, I don't know speed tiers too well. So I opted to Icy Wind with Gengar to add some speed control into this, while his Scyther used Thief on my Gengar, and the Feraligatr does in fact go for a Dragon Dance, and he breaks through the para. But so it'll bring him up to a neutral speed and +1 attack. So now this Feraligator's a little scary. He's still parried, so it's not too bad. My Sledge Bomb is going to do a decent amount to the Scyther, who is going to, in return, hit me with Fury Cutter, which is a strange move. I remember thinking that it sounded super strong back in Gen 2 when it was introduced, but it's pretty inaccurate, and it's not a move I understand why he put on a Scyther. There's stuff, I mean, I don't understand why he's using a Scyther at all, unless he's trying to find a weird gimmick or something, but it's whatever. There's better moves for Scyther than Fury Cutter, and his Feraligatr is going to Ice Punch the Thundurus after I hit it with a T-Bolt, Watch how much this does after the Scyther kills my Gengar. Watch this. Any day now. 1%. This Thundurus is clutch as fuck. Thank you, Thundurus. I love you. He's gonna eat a citrus berry, which is gonna bring him up to 26%, and I'm gonna send in my Mawile to bring this Feraligatr back down to neutral. And I believe I Sucker Punch the Scyther and T-Bolt the Feraligatr again, taking down both of his Pokemon, giving me another early 3-2 lead. I guess technically he did take the lead first, so this isn't a wire-to-wire match, but he put me into a spot where I could switch my Mawile in safely, not worry about anything. I can't quite remember if Feraligatr gets access to Fire Punch, but I did know it gets access to Ice Punch, and it is a possibility. I would give it Fire Punch just for coverage if I was in charge, but I'm not. And yeah, that's something I was worried about. But yeah, Thundurus and Mawile on the field now, and he reveals his last two to be Xatu and Superior. So what I'm going to end up doing is, for some reason, I don't understand my thought process now looking back on it, but I felt that Superior would be trying to set up with coils. So I opted to go for Taunt. You always want to trust your gut as well as you can, especially in the very beginning. Like me, I've only taken place in a few online tournaments. I'm still new to VGC. I'm still going to be making mistakes. But yeah, especially in the very beginning, trust your instincts, trust your gut, because the Superior is going to end up going for a Calm Mind, and I'm going to play rough the Superior as well, while the Xatu Heat Waves, which surprisingly doesn't do too much. But yeah, see, can't use Calm Mind after the taunt. That Superior got fucked. That Play Rough is going to do about 70% to it, and on this next turn, I believe I Thunderbolt the Xatu, and what do I do to the Superior? I knock it out. That's all I can quite remember. I won. He Giga Drains me, so I must have Iron Headed or Play Roughed again. I didn't go for a Sucker Punch. So yeah. Oh. So that was an interesting match for me, simply because of the Pokemon choices my opponent made. That's the fun thing about VGC, is while there are typical Goodmon teams, like what I'm using is not very special, the Mine Shao kind of stands out a little bit, and the Milotic isn't very as often used as other bulky water types, but it's still pretty common. But you can also see weird stuff like what Wookie here, or Wookie, or however I pronounce his name, brought to the table with a Jumpluff and a Caesar or Superior, and I forget what his sixth one was. Oh yeah, Xatu. Those are all very strange Pokemon, and I wasn't sure what I was going to see. Now that I think about it, I do believe Xatu has Magic Bounce, which is a very useful ability, especially for facing off against Smeargles who like to use Dark Void. So it's actually not that bad of an idea. I might have to try it out at some point in time. But yeah. As far as the match went, I hate to be insulting, because this is a game where you're supposed to be very polite. But just, yeah, from the very beginning I kind of knew I was going to win, barring something I didn't know about these Pokemon that he brought to the table. If that had happened, I probably would have been a lot closer, but I just felt that there wasn't much his team could do to mine. It was gimmicky teams tend to work very well against one or two kinds of teams, and then just get shit on by everything else. It could very well be that he is also a YouTuber and he was just looking to make a funny video or some shit, so he didn't really care. That would explain it being alt, at least. In which case, if that is true, I hope his video does well, because I'd love to see that team work out. I would, but yeah, there wasn't much his team could do. I won from team preview. But Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this first Pokemon video I did on this channel. Um, if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like. I will be taking team suggestions, so if there's a Pokemon you want to see used, just write it down in the comments, and I will try to make it happen. I can't guarantee I will, because I like to build my teams myself, but sometimes it's fun to see somebody say, I want to see a Mega Heracross team, and giving it a shot at least is fun. It's just Pokemon. I don't care if I win or lose. It's just for fun. But yeah. Oh yeah. Also subscribe if you want to see more of this content. I forgot that part. But yeah, thanks for watching.